What up, reader fam? Today I'm going to be sharing with you some popular books that I've yet to read. First on my list is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. Now there are two really big reasons as to why I've been putting off this book. The first reason is that I really need to reread A Court of Thorns and Roses because I remember nothing from that book. Just nothing, nada. Like, I read that book way too fast. And I knew in the moment that I needed to slow it down, but did I slow it down? No, because I needed to know what happened. And now here I am, and I can't even remember what really goes down at the end of that book. Number two, I've heard that Asimov is pretty hot and steamy, if you know what I mean, and I am not a fan of those hot and steamy books. I don't want to read about that. You do you, but I don't want to hear about you and all your sexy times. I will say that Sarah's other series, the Throne of Glass series, has kind of also gone in that same direction, so I really feel like I could probably read Asimov and like avoid those sexy times, but I'm still just nervous that it's just going to be like chunks and chunks and chunks of sexy times, and I don't want that. I don't want those chunky sexy times. Other than that though, everybody is loud and proud of their love for this book, so I feel like I need to read it and find out how I feel about it, and hopefully I can enjoy it outside of all the sexy times that goes down in this book. Next on my list is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. Six of Crows was my favorite book of 2015, and then 2016 came around, Crooked Kingdom came out, and I've still yet to read this book. How embarrassing. Like, I am embarrassed. A part of me thinks that there's something wrong with me, but another part of me thinks that I'm just holding off because I am so terrified for this book. Like, I'm afraid that all my little babies are gonna be tortured and killed, and I don't really want to go through that. I love the Six of Crows squad, and I am so nervous to read a book where they could possibly be torn apart. Like, I am not about that life, but I really want to read this book at the same time and find out what the heck goes down in this finale. Like, I need to just shut up, cast all my worries aside, and just dive into this dang book. Next up is one that I am personally ashamed that I've yet to read, and that is Tales of the Peculiar by Ransom Riggs. You know, just my favorite author released a new book last year and I've yet to read it. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. I know, feel free to throw books at me. Tempting. The thing is, this is not a full novel, it's just jam-packed full of peculiar short stories, so I know that I'm not missing out on too much, but I still want to read it and enjoy it, and I'm sure it's going to be perfection and I'm going to weep at its greatness, but I just haven't picked it up and read it yet. Next up is King's Cage by Victoria Aveyard. I haven't even picked up this book yet, and I'm so mad at myself because this is a series that I've actually been pretty good at keeping up with. Mind you, there's only currently 3 books out in the series, but when there was only 2 books in the series, I had read them really close to the release date. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I am terrible at keeping up with series. This is one of the only series that I was really good at keeping up with. But I'm starting to fall behind, and I really don't want that to happen, and I really want to read this book really soon. So I need to read this book ASAP. It's gonna happen. I hope it happens. Or maybe I should just end up in a King's Cage as well. Dun dun dun! Next up, I've got the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy by Laini Taylor. I've had this trilogy for years, and it just sits on my shelf crying the tears of being unread. And I honestly feel guilty every time I see it on my bookshelf because I can just hear the books crying out to me. Please, oh please, pick me, pick me. You really need to give us a chance. You might just end up loving us. A majority of my friends have read this trilogy and loved it, and I want to love it too, but I gotta read it in order to love it, so hopefully I will do that soon. Next up is Wind Witch by Susan Dennard. This is a pretty new release, so I don't feel super bad about not having read it yet, but it's also a series that I really want to stay up to date with and not fall behind in, so I would really like to read this book soon! Especially because I loved the first book, and I have this feeling that with this series, every book in the series is going to get better and better and better, and that's something that I am really excited about. But me and this whole series curse that I have on me is just preventing me from reading Wind Witch, and that's really bothersome. So I really gotta find a way to crush that curse. Finally, the last book on my list is Stars Above by Marissa Meir. I don't even have this book yet either, and it's been out for a few years now. But this is the novella bind-up that goes along with the Lunar Chronicles, and the main reason that I want to read this book is the fact that there is a wedding in it. Like, 2 of the characters get married in one of the novellas, and I still have yet to read it, so I don't know who gets married. Also, this new graphic novel came out following Aiko, one of the characters from the Lunar Chronicles, and Aiko is one of my favorite characters from that series, but I feel like I can't read that graphic novel until I read Stars Above, Because what if I read the graphic novel and it ends up spoiling something that happens in Stars Above? I will be pissed if that happens. So I'm not gonna let that happen. I'm gonna read Stars Above before I read that graphic novel. But novella bind-ups are just another thing that I'm really bad at reading. Like, they're either a whack it out of the park hit for me, or they're a complete let your whole team down miss. You feel? You feel? So those are just some popular books that have kind of been weighing down on me recently, ones that I've just been thinking about and ones that I just really want to read really soon. You guys should let me know down below some of the popular books that you've yet to read that you really want to read soon. Also let me know down below if any of the books on my list are ones that you also really need to read soon. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. I post videos frequently on this channel, so if you want to be notified for when I post new videos, be sure and go and click subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye, chew.